Hey everyone, Simon back here again today for the Modern Awakened Perspective, your map for the path to enlightenment. Today is Saturday, April 20th, 2019, the day before Easter. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. And today's video, which is unusual for Saturday, I don't always do one on a Saturday, but today's video I thought was pretty important. And this is about all the people who have resigned around Kim Foxx over the Jussie Smollett case. So before I get into the complete story there, please give me a thumbs up if you like this sort of content, and also subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, I really appreciate your support. It helps the channel grow and helps people find this sort of content later down the road when they go to search for it. So let me go ahead and get into the story for you. As I mentioned, this is about all the people who have resigned around Kim Foxx's office, due to the fallout from the Jussie Smollett case and how it was handled. Mark Rotert, a veteran prosecutor and also the chief of the Conviction Integrity Unit, is leaving her office. Rotert announced his resignation on March 27th, the day before the charges against Smollett were dropped. Seems suspicious, like he might have known what was happening and didn't want to be associated with that. But he said it has nothing to do with that case, which the fact that he even has to come out and say that means it probably does. Now, Rotert's supervisor, April Perry, is also resigning. Perry is the chief ethics officer appointed by Kim Foxx 2 years ago. Perry, who is a former federal prosecutor, is the one who announced that Foxx would be recusing herself from the decision-making process in the Smollett case. Now, this case should have been handled by her first assistant, Joe Magatz, but as I've reported on in the past here, text messages that were released show that Foxx was still intervening in the case after having recused herself. And like I said, the announcement that she was recusing herself was announced in a memo produced by April Perry, the chief ethics officer. Not very ethical what was actually happening there, it seems. Now also, Kiera Ellis, who held the title of Director of External Affairs, is no longer with the office. She was the main spokeswoman for Foxx and handled much of the public relations response after the 16 felony counts against Smollett were dropped. Now, text released Tuesday night show that Ellis and the communication team were caught by surprise by the highly negative reaction over the charges being dropped. It's also a bad look that Smollett's press person was tipped off before Chicago PD Superintendent Eddie Johnson was, and Johnson had to contact Foxx's office to ask how to respond to the media. So lots of bad looks here with how this was handled, and the fallout has been pretty severe as far as turnover around the office. It's yet to be seen what's going to happen to Kim Foxx herself, but hopefully some justice is served and she will be held responsible for an actual obstruction of justice in this case. How you can just drop 16 felony counts is just above my head, I guess. I just don't understand, or else it's just blatantly pushing an agenda. And we all know about what was going on with her and who she was contacting, members of his family and Michelle Obama's chief of staff, and then supposedly Kamala Harris, presidential candidate, who was a member of Smollett's family. So all this adds up to it stinks to high heavens, basically, you might want to say. So the fallout continues, and so far, those are 3 people who have resigned or been fired or whatever. And I look to see more heads roll over this. So, as usual, the comment section will be open, so you guys can, feel free to comment whether you agree or disagree with anything I have to say. I also try to respond to as many comments as possible so that we can have a discussion and maybe come to some sort of understanding. But anyway, that's the story from my perspective, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Again, happy Easter.